guys, it's Oberstadt, and the air is fixing to come back on, and I'm just gonna let it go because it's 90 degrees in Florida. I was going to take this palette with me to New York, and everybody was telling me not to, and that I needed to use it first, because there's been a lot of controversy with not only the creator of this palette, but some of the things that she said and done since she released this palette, and a whole lot of like sketchy things have come up, and I honestly don't give a shit about the person. I liked the palette for the color story, and I didn't even know who the fuck this person was until somebody shared a video with me, and her voice, oh my god, it is absolutely awful. Her voice, the way she speaks, it's unintelligible almost to me. And my grandmother grew up in Boston, and she didn't even sound this bad. So there's that. So this is the Mykayla palette from Glamlite. As you can see, it's still in the box and everything. I took it out to take pictures of it, and then that was as much as I've done with it so far, and I've had it since it released. So let's go ahead and look at this.
I can't connect to the Wi-Fi network. You might want to check the connection settings in the
Google, shut up. Fucking fed up with Google, man. First they demonetized my entire fucking platform, delete my AdSense account, now the fucking Google Nest won't work. So they can fuck off. So there's like glitter and shit in here, which I like glitter, but like, it's kind of distracting. And I know some people say that this has come broken. So here is the actual palette.
I can't connect to the Wi-Fi network.
You know what?
You might want to check the connection settings in the...
Fuck off. Bitch can't complain if she ain't got power. Alright, so here's the palette. And I'm just gonna leave that in there. Y'all can just see what it's like when I'm frustrated. The mirror is huge. There's a protector on it I'll probably take off. So let's get rid of this. And I will get rid of this. You would stick to me. Oops. Ta-da. And yes, I'm weird. I stick everything back in the box, and I do save the boxes because sometimes I end up getting rid of the product later. So there's that. The first two rows, when I initially saw it online, they looked identical. Like, these 4 shades here looked the same. 1, 2, 3 shades here looked the same. The first 3 basically looked like just slightly darker than the next, and I was like, oh, this is gonna be boring as hell. And I didn't like the way that the first 2 rows looked, but those bottom rows, man, if you ignore the top, where my hand is, those were why I bought this palette, was those colors. So I have my eye primer in my travel case already, so I'm gonna be do we even have another primer over here? No. So we're just gonna freeball it today. I'm gonna be doing mascara, blush, bronzer, highlight, lip stuff, and eyes, and that's it. I'm just gonna throw on this butter lipstick so I have something on. Yeah, just stab myself in the face with it, because my lips are really dry. Okay, so everybody's warned me about this palette. They're like, oh, it's so awful, you're gonna have a hard time with it, it doesn't blend. And I have a couple of places to go and pick up like last minute things, and I got a little less than an hour to do it in. Well, at least the one place that's closes in like an hour. And then of course I have work tonight, so I'm gonna do 1 green eye and 1 purple eye, which, you know, you guys should have expected. So I'm gonna start off over here with this green, which is the best color. I don't know about that. I would have chosen a different green for it being the best color. Let's tap it into the brush and we'll see what this does. Hello? I'll have to zoom this in and editing. It looks very sheer. So let me build this up. 1 second. Okay, I'm gonna zoom you guys in because I got looking at this really close, and it's actually there, but it's just very light. So I'm gonna build it up just a little bit more, and there is serious kick up in this pan, and the camera won't even focus. It looks like my camera doesn't want to focus, so whatever. It's there's a lot of kick up in the pan, and I'm like, it's like going into the other shades as well. I'm like trying to pick it up off the borders from around the color. And I'm I'm very gentle with my application and my pickup technique, and this is a vegan brush. This is the V5 from BH, and this is a really nice soft brush. It looks a little sheer right in there. It does not want to build up. Maybe that's what they were talking about. I'm going to go into Freetown next, which is this one here. There isn't really a good complementary color to that green other than like the purples, so I'm just going to kind of have to work with it. Maybe that's another thing that they were talking about. She said this one girl, I guess she's known for doing like 5 looks, 1 palette or something like that. I didn't know who she was either. But she supposedly had a lot of like issues with this the colors like not building up, not blending out. I've dipped in like 3 times already for this color. And this is a freshly washed brush. This is a Fair, I think. What are you? Oh, Larousse Tapered Blending. And I'm like tapping the color on and it's not really doing anything. So maybe that's what they were talking about. It's not really building up. It's blending out nicely, but it's not building up to get any darker. So let's try a shader brush. Get some pigment on it. This is my first experience with this brand. I was going to buy the ice cream palette, but it's very similar to the Nomad Tokyo palette. So I kind of talked myself out of it. It built up a little bit, but not very much. It didn't give me the depth that I really wanted. I'm just going to take what's left and run it under here. Stab myself in the eye with it. Oh my god, I have eyeshadow all the way out to my nose. And this is dry. I can see what they're talking about. This would not be a very beginner friendly palette, I can tell you that. Just with how much, I mean, I've been filming for 11 minutes and I have 2 shades on. So I'm just gonna use my finger. I was gonna use a brush for, I'll use a brush. I'm going to use this little Morphe brush. I wish I could find a brush like this from another brand, so I don't have anything Morphe in my house anymore, but you know. I'm going to go to NAS. It's like a bluish, greenish, silverish, this color right here. And I'm going to put this on my inner eye. If I can get, there we go. I couldn't get anything to pick up on the brush. No glitter glue, no sticky base, no primer, just no wet brush, just the product. And I will have to use this another time when I actually have my eyeshadow primer like in here. I literally just took the entire like travel thing and stuck it on my bed so I could get the blush and bronzer out that I wanted to use because it was already packed for my trip when I leave Wednesday. There is some serious glitter fallout on my face, or mica, or whatever this stuff is. But that shade is pretty. I think I'm gonna go with Audrey on the outer edge, and we'll figure out what I want to do for the middle. That's really pretty, and it does look very glittery, and we'll see how this goes. See, this has more of that base pigment in it that I was thinking Freetown would have, but it didn't. So this kind of makes up for that depth I was missing out here. I think I'm going to use this gold one on top and the center of this one up here. What's popping? I think that's an awful phrase, but you know, I'm not all hip with what these kids are into now. I mean, it'll have to do. I don't even think I have a, I don't, I took it away, so I'm just gonna run some brow gel into my brow. Because that's really all that's on my tray. Because I was taking stuff off and putting it away with, you know, the July. And I literally didn't do hardly anything for makeup last month. So I took everything that I had used and either packed it or put it away for my trip. All right, I'm gonna do the other eye. I'm kind of scared. I'm gonna go into pot 2. But I don't know why people, oh my God, I dipped in once and the fallout in that shade, holy crap, it's like even on the mirror. So New England people basically took a British accent and bastardized it. And I know people from like Connecticut and Massachusetts all sound very, very similar. Look at how it just kind of like blended away into nothing. All right, I'm gonna try and pick up some of this fallout. And they took the English language and they kind of like made it Southern in how they say some of the things. Like instead of saying wash, they say warsh. Instead of car, it's ka. It's like they pronounce their vowels very strangely, and the English do not even pronounce stuff that bad. So how they ended up bastardizing the British language, I have no idea, or the British accent, but I have never been keen on like accents from New England. And when I was a kid, my dad was in a bagpipe band. Those of you that are not new here know that. And we had a lot of like snowbirds and stuff that played in the band, whether they were pipers or drummers or whatever. And so I got to hear accents from all over. We even had a bunch of Canadians that were in the band. That's bad. Okay, I have successfully made it look like I got punched in the face. Now I am not going to even try that brush right now. I'm going to try Frisky, which is this one right here. So I got used to accents when I was younger, and even the people from like, with a pigment on this one, holy crap. The people that were from up there used to make fun of the fact that my dad and I, you know, we don't have accents at all. And I know my mom's like oldest sister and oldest brother, they were born up north and they grew up north. But my uncle has lived in South Carolina for so long that he's got a New England country twang. It is probably the strangest thing ever. So he says things like "yant to," and then he's got this other saying that he does where it kind of like runs together a whole bunch of like words and phrases. This color is kind of getting lost in the other one. This is very similar looking on the eye, and I thought that they would be different enough to do this. And again, this color is not building up. It's not building up. This color does not want to build on itself at all. What the heck? Are all Glamlite palettes like this? Pigment on brush. Pigment. Pigment go on eye? No. Now I know, and it stained my finger. Like the tip of my finger where I touch that color is stained. Okay, so let's try to blend. Not that there's much color differentiation there, but you know. I now see what everybody was warning me about. Oh, and this kind of blends away into nothing. Yay. I love it when colors do that. It's like all that work I just did to pack that shadow on. I just wanted to blend out the top. Let's see if I run it in the middle. Oh my god, it erased the center. Look at this. All right, I'm gonna wipe the brush off. Okay. I wanted to clear off some of the center so I could do a halo eye. I'm gonna pull my eye taut. Watch. Look, I have a clean spot. Look at that. It like erases itself off my eye. What in the... I wanted to shear that out, and since I knew that it like kind of erases itself, I figured I'd have a better blend over there. Blend out the little crinkly part of my eye. It doesn't look like I got punched too bad now. Now that most of the shadow is gone. Okay, so we're gonna do Immaculate in the very center, and then we're gonna do Portage. It's a very pretty purple. Well, took some building, but put a big chunk on my eyelid and it won't blend out. A big chunk of pigment right here on my eyelid, and now it doesn't want to go anywhere. Alright, I'm going to use my finger back into that Immaculate shade and go back over that center. This is so bad. I'm going to have to show you guys what this is doing. Because it's not blending right at all. Grab the brush. Do you see where there's like this darker patch here on my eyelid right here? It like the pigment stuck down right there and it doesn't want to go anywhere. And the lines are not blending. Look. It doesn't help that the base, look at how patchy it looks. I have some pretty shit palettes. Go back over that center again. See if it lighter shade can help. I have never had an eyeshadow palette. See if I can blend it with my finger. I have never seen even shimmer shadows like kind of stay. You put them down and they stay. I can't get it to blend. All I did was just kind of blend a little bit with my finger. But even running a blending brush over the matte shade, it's like erasing. And now, what? All the colors here all look like the same shade now. What in the actual fuck? So, with you guys up close, I'm gonna take this brush, go back into Frisky. See what it just did? I mean, I have hooded eyes, I'm 40, but it's like, it's not, and if I do this, it's gonna go away, watch. The other eye's kind of pretty though. So, yeah. Just drop a brush. Alright, I grabbed a ColourPop liner in Piggy Bank. I'm going to put this in the purple eye. Oh, and I had somebody ask if we've ever had like our gel liners, the BFF liners or cream gel liners break. These break very easily. You need to use a very light amount of pressure. And don't wind them up very far. So if you find that these are breaking on you, just wind a little bit. And because I have these like shadow sticks, this is Cool Breeze Metallic. It's like a golden one. I'm going to use this in the other one. It matches the gold up above. And I'm going to wait to do mascara when the wind isn't blowing on me. So I have a new to me highlighter, a new bronzer, and then my newish blush. So we're going to do those. I'm going to start with the bronzer first. Which one to use for the contour stuff? There it is. Now, I went to CXC's Beauty's pop-up. This is their red bronzer. I looked at getting the olive one because I'm green. So I'm going to use the smaller end of this on here. And I keep seeing people put contour or bronzer up here. That's your cheekbone. You should put blush up there. My face is hollow here. That's below my cheekbone. That's where you should be contouring, not up here. I don't know why people are doing it up there. I've seen a lot of beauty gurus lately do that, but you should follow the natural curves of your face. And if you have a fat face or you cannot see the shape of your bone structure, pull your mouth to the side. Go. And if you still can't see where that natural shape is, then I don't know how to help you. This looks very natural. Very natural. Alright, let's do the other side. There's still a thingy on the mirror, so the mirror is like weird looking. Because there's like a... So I'm using the mirror under the camera. It's very, very subtle, but I like it. It's not like a... I'm gonna build it up just a little. It's not a very harsh bronzer. You can see where I'm putting it. Let me do, I don't know if it'll show up on my nose. Yeah, you can see it on the, poke something in it. You can see it on this side of my nose where it's not. So it's a very, very like perfect color for a super natural looking bronzer for my skin, and I'm like pretty fair, and I do have some color right now. And I'm glad I got the red. I was gonna go with the olive one because I'm olive, but because I'm part native, they suggested the red one, and I'm glad Christian did. All right, this is the Pat McGrath blush in, what are you, Love Struck? Yeah, Love Struck. And it's freshly washed brush. There's nothing coming off. My entire face is freaking out because I got a new Curology thing in, so my face is all mad. And because this blush is a little too dark for my complexion, even though I love the color, I need to be careful with how much I use. And I'm wearing a tank top out, so. Now I have also got, let's see if I got a highlight brush in here. The CXC Beauty highlighter as well. It comes in like a kit or set. And I just had them make me one. It's like a bluish color, white highlighter. But because I'm going to be going out in the Florida heat, this lip color does not go. Yeah, you know I like my poppin' highlights, so let's amp it up a little bit. And the finger really brings out the blue. That's very pretty. And he didn't put a label on it, so I don't know the color, but it's in their palette. So I will have to remember to link not only the bronzer, but the highlight palette, so you can see what that looks like. And the air is still on, so I think I'm gonna throw just a hint of like red on this. That's a little better. Well, since that won't shut off, I'm just gonna go ahead and mascara. I'm almost done with this Tarte mascara too. It's getting dry. Go away here. Alright, so I used 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 shades out of this palette so far. I don't know how many's in here. Does the box even say? She did a purple look with a blue inner corner on the packaging. So basically she used this quad down here. And it seems like when I use palettes for the first time, I kind of do a purple and a turquoise look, because when I use my Blend Bunny palette, this is basically the color combo that I did for that too. At least with that one, I didn't have like all this weird patchiness that's going on over here that is really sad looking. And the one shimmer, this Immaculate shade, is like completely, I'll just put this all over. It's like completely getting lost. So much for a halo eye. I just kind of put it all over. The sparkly fallout stuff is very serious. I would definitely use a glitter glue or some sort of like sticky base, because I have sparkles all over like the entirety of my face. I've got an entire sparkle mustache going on because I have peach fuzz up here. So there's that. I don't know. For my first Glamlite palette and my first impressions, not so impressed so far. And I know Mykayla was watching people's videos and trashing them in the comment section, and I just got one thing to say. What the fuck is wrong with you? Not everybody's gonna like your shit. Just saying. I had difficulty working with this. I will have to do multiple other looks with this and see how this fares. I will be in New York starting next week. I will be there for 2 weeks, and then when I come home, I will try and play with this some more. I have no idea when this is gonna go up. I don't even know what date it is right now. It is July 17th, so I don't know if you can see that. So yeah, CXC Beauty highlighter and bronzer, first time I've used them. I really like them. I'm sure if I used like another brush, I could have gotten the bronzer darker, but I didn't want it too dark because I'm gonna be wearing a face mask most of the day, or at least for the next 2 hours, so there's no point. And I didn't do any other face makeup because I'm gonna go run a bunch of errands and then hit the gym, so there's no point. So, yeah, I'm very disappointed in this palette. I mean, I ended up with 2 pretty looks, but just don't look close enough because I'm serious. I'll show you the close-ups. It's a hot mess. I got mascara under my eye. Oh well. This one's not too bad. This one here needs help. I mean, look at it. Even in here. So, yeah. Actually, it was a little mascara ball on my lashes. So, I'm not too impressed with this palette. I'm glad that I used it before I left and I didn't take it with me to New York because I'd have been pissed had I gotten to New York with all these beautiful shades and it does one of these. I'd have been mad. So, just to show you, I'm taking this with me. This has that highlighter in it that I use. These are highlighters. We got some JD Glow shadows. This is Davina. I've got a mix of like ColourPop and Davina, and I think 1 or 2 Lele Posh. This is also a Lele Posh down here. I no longer support the brand, but I do love some of the things that I've gotten from her, even if I don't quite care for some of the things that the brand has done, or the owner of the brand has done, or the people that follow the brand have done to me when they were launching a collab. So there's that. And so I no longer support Lele Posh. I have deleted out the coupon code out of my description box. If you guys noticed that, then that's why, because I don't support the brand anymore. I will not be buying anything else further from them, and I'm gonna leave it at that. So I will see you guys later. Hopefully you guys have a fantastic day or night wherever you are. And if you got this palette, tell me, has it worked better for you? Have you used the shades that I used, and did they work better for you than they did for me? And again, this is no base, no nothing, no glitter glue, just my regular eyeballs. So I will try this at a later time with an actual eyeshadow primer. I'll try it with a couple of different primers. The Urban Decay one's right here, I just spotted it. So I'll have to try this with a couple of different primers and see if it's the primer that makes the difference or if it's the shadow, that kind of thing. And yeah, I will see you guys later. Bye.